highlights. As the rainy season commences, the Lagos State government has expressed readiness to deploy equipment and personnel to ensure that all water channels are open and free of debris can result in flooding. Permanent Secretary, Office of Drainage Services and Water Resources, Olakunle Adebite, who gave the assurance in an interview, also called on Lagosians to play their part by desisting from dumping of refuse and building of water channels. Adebite explained that the ministry is tracking and intensifying enforcement activities against environmental infractions which result in blockage of drainage channels and abuse of open spaces across the state.
We are tracking, we are making sure that these things are done, but we need the citizen to also play their part. Again, there are some areas that flooding is inevitable, just as you mentioned, the low-lying areas. What we know that we have been doing over the years, and what Lagos State has even gone a step higher to make sure that we have relief camps. There are about 3 or 4 relief camps within the state, and usually they are taking their maybe for the period 1 or 2 months when the area is inundated. So I expect that they should cooperate and then make sure that their own life is also not at risk.
The permanent secretary added that following the ban on styrofoam by the state government, the state has recorded 70% compliance, and the ministry is monitoring markets and restaurants to ensure total compliance. Minister of Works David Umahi has declared the third mainland bridge open to traffic after months of comprehensive repairs of the upper deck. Umahi, who was represented by the Federal Controller Works in Lagos, Olukoride Kisha, said other ancillary works like the installation of speed limits, guardrails, CCTV, among others, will end by May 24. He explained that the underdeck rehabilitation will continue without any further hindrance to vehicular traffic. Umahi lauded President Bola Tinubu for making funding seamless to achieve the upgrade of the infrastructure, with a caution to motorists to adhere to 80-kilometer speed limit and for all users to take ownership of the bridge.
The Honorable Minister of Works would further like to thank the Action Governor of Lagos State for his assistance in the management of traffic during the rehabilitation works. The Honorable Minister is grateful to Nigerians, especially Lagosians, for their cooperation, which has assisted us greatly in rehabilitating this bridge.
Also speaking, Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiemi, cautioned motorists against speed, as there are speed cameras that will capture them with appropriate fines.
Firstly, let's of course encourage safety on the bridge. The bridge is very well done, so it's quite tempting to speed. But like Ms. Kisha said, there are speed limits there, and of course we have speed cameras. So I'd encourage you not to incur fines. So let's obey the speed limits and also drive safely.
Oshiemi commended the federal government for the project, which according to him is a total renewal of one of the most important bridges in Nigeria. A cross-section of motorists expressed delight over the newly rehabilitated bridge.
I feel happy today that this bridge has eventually been renovated. Let me put it that way. If you check this bridge before, there is a lot of potholes. But I want to thank the federal government of Nigeria that they've actually done their best in support of Lagos State government. But having said that, there should be warning that motorists who ply this road, they should be very careful.
We thank God for it. We pray that they should continue to be doing the maintenance. That's the most important thing. We lack maintenance culture in Nigeria.
We are happy. Everyone is happy. You can see the tension everybody is into now. But we are happy. We are being relieved.
I would like to say that we are very happy, pretty happy. I want to give kudos to the Mr. President, the Minister of Works, for doing this beautiful work. We pray that God Almighty will continue to keep Nigeria up, and things will be good for Nigeria.
Our correspondent Abiola Fagbolagun recalls that rehabilitation works started in November 2023, focusing on fixing the ramps and some repairs of the bridge, including the underdeck and sub-water sections. The third mainland bridge was then closed to traffic on January 9 this year as repairs commenced on the deck, with the scope of work including complete removal and replacement of asphalt on both the inbound and outbound Lagos Island sections to make motoring smoother and safer on the bridge. As part of the continued vision for a greater Lagos by the state government, the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development, Office of Physical Planning, has organized a final stakeholders meeting on the review of the Alimosho Model City Plan 2022 to 2042. Speaking during the meeting, Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Oluyinka Olumide, said the purpose of the major project is to transform Alimosho local government area into a model city of first choice where people can live, work, prosper, feel safe, and enjoy decent life. The commissioner, while explaining that the project is going to be in 3 phases, said in coming days there will be an announcement for those who are living in their houses without building plan permits to come request for it at no penal fee charge.
Approved by the governor for people to come forward and take advantage of the amnesty period that is created, which is to encourage and help those of us that already have houses completed and we are living in them but do not have building plan permits, to take advantage of that window which will run for 90 days to come forth and get your approval at no penal fee charge.
Also, Chairman House Committee on Physical Planning and Urban Development, Sylvester Ogunkelu, who was represented by Honorable Kehinde Joseph, said there is a need for strong synergy between the government and the people, warning against conspiracy between government officials and members of the public during the developmental project.
All acquisitions in the coverage area should be revisited and compensation paid to prevent encroachment, because if a land has been acquired by the government from the people and you refuse to give them the compensation that meet up with what you collected from them, the people will surely fight back.
On her part, Permanent Secretary, Office of Physical Planning, Oluwole Shotire, acknowledged the full representation of all stakeholders at the event, including traditional rulers and chairmen of the 6 local council development areas, LCDAs, adding that the project will change the future of Alimosho into a vibrant, dynamic, and thriving area. The Lagos State Health Management Agency, LASHMA, has onboarded 322 community pharmacies, CPs, in the state. Permanent Secretary, LASHMA, Emmanuela Zamba, during the community pharmacies onboarding session, said the community pharmacies will cover all the 5 divisions in the state. Zamba said the expanded drug access will further promote the task-shifting and sharing approach developed by the World Health Organization in ensuring partnership and collaboration within the healthcare sector for better service delivery. She also said the list of community pharmacies will be updated and shared monthly for enrollees' information, just the way the Lyrical Hospital list is updated and sent out monthly by the agency. And that's all for the news at 7. Just before we go, remember, speed thrills but kills. Please avoid excessive speed. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration issued 54 workspace vouchers under the Workspace Voucher Program, which targets early-stage startups? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagostate.gov.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Idoolaya. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.